There is do or do not. There is no try. Do you recognize this saying? It's an aphorism spoken by one of the most famous aliens in film history. What are aphorisms and why should you learn them? Welcome to Learn English with Dr. Bruce, and I'm Dr. Bruce. An aphorism is a concise and memorable statement that encapsulates a universal truth or a moral principle. Derived from the Greek word aphorismos, meaning definition, these short and insightful expressions have permeated various cultures and literary traditions for centuries. The origins of aphorisms can be traced back to ancient civilizations, where philosophers, poets, and scholars sought to distill their wisdom into succinct, thought-provoking phrases. Aphorisms emerged as a literary form in ancient Greece with the works of Hippocrates, known as the father of medicine. His collection of aphorisms aimed to capture medical observations as well as diagnostic principles. In later eras, prominent figures such as Confucius, Benjamin Franklin, and Nietzsche contributed to the development and popularization of aphorisms in their respective fields. I'll get this right sometime. Over time, aphorisms have transcended disciplines and are found everywhere. Aphorisms find application in a myriad of contexts, from literature to philosophy to everyday conversations. Aphorisms offer practical advice, moral teachings, or insights into human nature, encapsulating wisdom derived from life experiences. These days, we might call aphorisms sound bites. They serve to provoke thought, stimulate discussion, and convey deeper meanings with brevity. So why are aphorisms important for ESL students? Well, learning aphorisms provides numerous benefits. First, aphorisms enhance language proficiency by exposing you to idiomatic expressions and figurative language and expanding your vocabulary and comprehension skills. Additionally, these concise statements help you grasp cultural nuances and subtleties embedded within the English language that foster a deeper understanding of the language and its underlying values. Moreover, aphorisms encourage critical thinking and analytical skills. ESL students can explore the layers of meaning within a single aphorism, analyzing its context and implications. This process promotes reflection, develops cognitive abilities, and nurtures independent thinking. And aphorisms contribute to ESL students' social-cultural integration. Familiarity with popular aphorisms enables learners to participate in conversations more confidently, connecting with native speakers, and appreciating the cultural references that arise in discussions. For example, if you watch Friends or Modern Family as one of the ways to improve your language skills, you may miss some of what they talk about when they use aphorisms, and they use them frequently. And so learning these is going to broaden, deepen, enrich your understanding of everyday English, English in films, English in TV shows. So let's examine 10 famous aphorisms today. Number 1, actions speak louder than words. I'm sure you've heard this many times. This aphorism is considered by some to be a proverb, not just an aphorism, but I'll talk about that in another video. This has been attributed to many people throughout history. The phrase, actions speak louder than words, means that what a person does is more significant and revealing than what they say. It highlights the importance of demonstrating one's intentions or beliefs through concrete actions rather than relying solely on verbal communication. So, for example, let's say I'm doing a community project and a friend comes by and says, "Oh, wow, that's a great thing that you're doing. You know, I would really like to help you with that sometime." And I say, actions speak louder than words. Meaning, let's see you do it. Don't just talk. Aphorism number 2, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. This aphorism is often attributed to the American football coach from a long time ago, Knute Rockne. He popularized the expression and he used it to motivate his players before games. However, it's worth noting that the phrase has been used in various contexts and by different individuals over time. It's just generally attributed to old Newt. The meaning is that during difficult or challenging times, resilient and determined individuals rise to the occasion and take action rather than giving up or succumbing to adversity. It suggests that in the face of obstacles or hardships, those with strength and perseverance will not be deterred, but instead will become more determined and proactive in finding solutions or pushing forward. Aphorism number 3, the only constant in life is change. This aphorism is attributed to a Greek philosopher who lived back around the 5th century BCE. This philosopher was known for his philosophy of flux and the idea that change is fundamental to existence. I could use this. Let's say we're talking about a problem a person is having. They say, oh, things have changed so much here. I don't know what's going on. And I could say, the only constant in life is change. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Use a couple at the same time. Aphorism number 4, the grass is always greener on the other side. And you probably heard this before. The expression, the grass is greener on the other side, it means that people tend to believe that other people's situations or circumstances are better or more desirable than their own. It implies that individuals often perceive others' lives as more favorable, successful, or enjoyable compared to their own, leading to a sense of dissatisfaction or envy. And it serves as a reminder to appreciate and make the most of one's own situation rather than constantly longing for what others appear to have. And a good example of that is what you find on social media. Lots of people like to take videos or pictures of themselves in front of fancy cars, nice apartments, wearing fancy clothes. But lots of times this is all staged. But as you see that, you think, gee, I thought my life was pretty good, but look at that. Look at that nice car they've got. Look at that nice apartment they've got. They've probably got a great job, a wonderful wife, a wonderful husband, great kids. My life isn't all that great. Appreciate what you've got. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Aphorism number 5, to err is human, to forgive divine. This is attributed to Alexander Pope, the English poet, and this expresses the idea that humans are fallible. We make mistakes, we're prone to errors, while forgiveness is a noble and virtuous act that transcends human nature. It underscores the significance of forgiveness in fostering understanding, healing, and moving forward from the mistakes and wrongdoings of others. Now, this is something that you might find in literature more than everyday speech, although sometimes, if you're a religious person, you may hear this in a sermon on Sundays or on Fridays or Saturdays, depending on your religion. And the pastor, the minister, the kiai, whoever is speaking, may say, to err is human, to forgive divine. It means reach for the godliness in yourself and forgive those that trespass against you. Aphorism number 6, know thyself. This comes from Socrates, another Greek. The Greeks were good at coming up with aphorisms. So Socrates didn't actually leave behind any written works, but his student Plato had recorded his teachings and ideas, and so this is where we get this. Know thyself is an invitation to engage in self-reflection or self-examination. It suggests that we as individuals should strive to gain a deep understanding of ourselves and our thoughts and our emotions, our strengths and our weaknesses, and our motivations in life. It encourages individuals to explore their own inner dynamics, their own inner world, their values, their beliefs, and their biases. It means take a good look at yourself. Number 7, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. This is attributed to Mahatma Gandhi, the Indian spiritual leader and politician as well. Gandhi was known for his philosophy of nonviolent resistance. While there's some debate about the exact origin of this quote, Gandhi popularized it and used it to express his belief in the futility and destructive nature of revenge and retaliation. Gandhi felt by responding to violence with more violence, It suggests that everyone involved ultimately suffers and loses. Aphorism number 8, where there's a will, there's a way. This is unknown really, but it's often attributed to Benjamin Franklin, the politician, philosopher, writer. Benjamin Franklin did everything, an amazing person, and he was one of the founding fathers of the United States of America. Franklin is known for his numerous contributions to literature, science, and politics, and for aphorisms. There are so many aphorisms attributed to Benjamin Franklin. Whether all of those are actually things that originated with him or not, well, is not really clear. This aphorism conveys the idea that if someone has the determination or strong desire to achieve something, they'll find a way to do it. Some means, some method, however, regardless of the obstacles and challenges they may face. So, in a way, it's similar to when the going gets tough, the tough get going. They're kind of sister aphorisms. It suggests that having a strong motivation and determination can lead to finding solutions and making progress, even in seemingly impossible situations, maybe like learning English. Where there's a will, there is a way. You can learn English. Aphorism number 9, don't judge a book by its cover. And this is another one that you hear so often. This phrase is thought to have originated in the 1860 novel, The Mill on the Floss, by George Eliot. The expression, don't judge a book by its cover, means that one should not form an opinion or make assumptions about someone or something based solely on their outward appearance or an initial impression. It suggests that appearances can be deceiving and that true value or worth cannot be accurately determined by external factors. This aphorism promotes open-mindedness, fairness, and the recognition that initial appearances can often be misleading. And number 10, all that glitters is not gold, often attributed to William Shakespeare, although he never actually wrote that. What he wrote was, all that glisters is not gold. And he wrote this in The Merchant of Venice, which you may have read, and if you haven't, wow, it's a good read if you can get through all the Old English. The phrase, all that glitters is not gold, is a well-known aphorism that means that not everything that appears attractive, valuable, or promising on the surface is necessarily as good as it seems. So similar to several other aphorisms that I've already mentioned. It cautions against making judgments based solely on outward appearances or superficial qualities. So similar to don't judge a book by its cover, for example. This aphorism is often used to remind people that things or people may look impressive or desirable at first glance, but upon closer inspection, they may turn out to be deceptive, flawed, or lacking in substance. It suggests that one should exercise caution and not be easily swayed by mere appearances or flashy exteriors. So these are 10 aphorisms, 10 popular ones. Think about these. These are things that can help you in times of confusion or doubt, steer yourself in the right direction. And there are so many aphorisms, I'm going to come back and do another video or 2 or 3 on aphorisms. And in order to anticipate a question, what is the difference between an aphorism and a proverb, for example? There is a fine distinction between the two, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. But don't worry about it because nobody cares unless you're taking a test and somebody asks you that question. In real life, you just want to be able to use these and understand them when people use them to you or when you see it on TV or in a movie or you read about it in a book or in a news story. That's it for today. Thanks for viewing. Stay safe. Keep on learning. Remember, consistency is the key to success.